So how many phases we have, guys? Two phases. One is training phase, one is testing phase. Understand? So just now we discuss what is traditional model and machine learning model. Two things we cleared. Now the next step, clear. Thanks, Pawan. Okay. And so the question, how I feed the data to the machines, how I feed the data to the machines. I'll give you small examples and let's understand, and then we talk about this. What is training phase and testing phase? I'll give you a simple example. I'll give you a simple example, and then we talk about this, what's meant by training phase and what's meant by testing phase. So, do you remember everybody write 10th class exam or not? In the 10th class exam, we have some model paper. In the paper, we have questions given and answers also given, isn't it? The question given, answer is given. So we study like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, and we build the model. We train to our brain with those question and answers. Can I say this? Yes, guys. So model is developed in our brain. And now after we preparations, we go and write the board exam. When we write in the board exam, if we train well, we write the exam well or not. And you can say 95% confident I'm saying my score is going to cross 90%. So that means I hope understand what's meant by training phase, what's meant by testing phase. Clear? Now the same thing in Amazon also, when you log in, let's assume for the first time you log into the Amazon and you didn't purchase any items, and second time when you re-log in, the machines is pop up those previous items or not, guys? That means machine is trained for the historical data. Machine is trained for the historical data. Understand, guys, what is meant by training phase and testing phase? Clear? Now the same thing what we do here, just 1 second, let's minimize. I have one data set. Let's assume I have one data set. I hope everybody is clear about variable identifications, outlier treatment, univariate analysis, bivariate analysis, imputation techniques, and missing value treatments. Those things are very important. And now you're going to implement those things in real time. So the data, let's assume I have some of the data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many records we have, guys? 7 records we have. And let's consider this is your target attribute. What is meant by target? Dependent variable. And rest of them are non-target attributes. Rest of them are non-target, means independent variable. So here what we do, the next step is, okay. Now, can I split the data like I can split into X and Y? So assume if I take this part as X, this part as Y. Are you getting me or not? Or also we can split like this, guys. So X train, X test. Understand? Y train and Y test. Are you understand? So X train, X test, Y train, Y test. So every time, if the data is structured, we need to split the data with how many phases, guys? 4 phases. The first one is X train. First, I will give you a little bit theory and then we introduce practical, guys. X train and X test and Y train and Y test. Clear up to this? And once we build this, all the time, we build the model with training phase. What is meant by training phase? Training phase, that means if I combined X train plus Y train, then this part we call the training phase. Means we build the model using training phase. We build the model using training phase. What is testing phase, guys? X test. And once we build the model, let's assume, I'll give a small diagram here. So I can say, let's split the data. And this is X train, X test. This is called Y train and Y test. Clear, guys? So we build the model using X train and Y train. So the model is ready. So the model is ready. Okay. So assume in this one, I have some records 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Assume 7 transactions we have. So this data set is by classifications or regressions, guys? Classifications or regressions? Classifications, because the data is binary. The dependent variable is binary. Now let's assume X train and Y train, I build the model. Let's assume this is called M1. What is the model, guys? M1. Now I pass. So we need to test it or not, whether the model is good model or bad model. Understand, guys? So I need to pass X test data to the model, to M1 for compare. My model generates some of the reports, predictions, 1, 0, 1. So this is Y test, this is Y pred. No worries, I will give you practical, then only you understand. But at this moment, please a little bit, I hope understand, guys. So what we start, the first thing we discuss, the data split into X and Y. First step. Second step, we split the data into X train, X test, and Y2, Y train, and Y test. Clear? Next step, we build the model, we train the model with X train plus Y train, and we generate the model which is called M1. How model is accurate? So we pass X test to the model, and model is generate Y predictions table. So this is actual table or not? This is predictions table. Now I compare actual with predicted. So actual, what happened? 101. We have model predicted 101. What is model accuracy, guys? 100%. If actual 101, if model predicted 111, what is model accuracy? It's not 66. Out of records, only one, maybe 80 to 90 or 85, something like that. Are you understand, guys? So how exactly we try to split these things? Okay. So let's talk. This is all we done. And I mean, this is theoretically part. We just little covered up and then we heading toward this one. So how many phases we have? 4 phases. X train, Y train, X test and Y test. Okay. I'll give you a small let's data pre-processing is very important, and we will start data pre-processing, and when the time comes we'll go ahead to all the technical, what is overfitting, underfitting, bias, variance. Every day you guys understand a lot of technical techniques, guys. So I'll give you one of the data sets, guys. I'll give you one of the data set. Okay, let's close. And I'll first start with short, small, and then we go to the big one. So in this data sets, if you notice, so assume I have attributes, date, age, salary, and purchase. So let's assume the customer is purchased the house. Okay. And a customer is from Mumbai locations and his age is 44 and his salary is 72,000. And does he purchase the house, guys? Yes or no? No. So now my question is, this data is classifications or regressions? Classifications. Which is dependent variable? Purchased. Do you see? Now you understand. Now you guys understand that which business comes under classifications, regressions. If it is classifications, which algorithms will implement? Logistic, SVM, decision tree, random forest, all those things. But before we build, before we understand any model, the very important concept is data cleansing or data pre-processing, as what we in data pre-processing, or I called as data cleansing. So in this data set, so in EDA technique, we impute with how to impute missing values, guys. In Python, what is the package we used? Dot fill na. Fill na is null. Do you remember those sessions, those practical sessions? And we done those Python packages, but now from today, we talk about sklearn. So sklearn is machine learning framework. sklearn is machine learning framework. Team, clear or not? So what is sklearn? sklearn is combination of algorithm plus data structure plus math formula plus stats formula plus many more things, guys. Okay. Entire machine learning algorithms stored in only one frame called sklearn. This is very, very powerful, guys. Understand? So if you learn, so that's why most of the company, when you open a JD, job descriptions, they will ask maybe strong at one framework, either sklearn or TensorFlow and all those things. This type of questions might be, you can see the JD. If not, just go and check. You can find out. So from today, rather than we fill dot is null and dot fill NA, we need to start work using sklearn now. Every models, every algorithms, we need to call sklearn package. Every algorithms, guys. What is meant by sklearn? Scikit-learn. What is this, guys? Scikit-learn. I'll give you a little bit informations about this. Scikit-learn documentations. Just open it. So machine learning Python. Clear? Scikit-learn. Now, simple and efficient tools for predictive data analysis, predictive model building, and accessible to everybody and reusable in various contexts like built-in NumPy, built-in, all these functionalities already built in. So now right click and open this one. And from today onwards, we try to work on Spider. We try to work on Spider because what happened in Jupyter, when the data is too big, you cannot scroll down every time, isn't it? So that's why if we work on Spider, we have a variable explore screen on right, and immediately we can work on it. And from today onwards, we'll work on Spider. Clear, guys? And we do this. So did you say Scikit-learn also has GitHub, their own GitHub, guys? Just back and right click. So did you see we have what I'm saying? Classifications, regressions, clustering. Are we studying this or not? And in regressions, what clusterings K means, hierarchical clusterings and DB scan clusterings, all those things we covered up. Just one moment. Let's minimize. So there is a one reason to show this, all those things, like when we get into the corporate, it's not that you need to have bookish knowledge, you need to be explore more on the internet. As much as you explore in the internet, then only you get a good salaries, guys. So I mean to say that regressions, we have SVR, nearest neighbor, random forest. Are we talk about all those things? What is this graph calls? Reductions, model selections, pre-processing, many things we have. But if you started working now, you not understand. Let me complete the topics and then you guys can understand. Am I clear? Okay, so let's start this program, and I hope we understand what is meant by scikit-learn. It is the framework, it is the package to deals of machine learning algorithms. Now, I have one data set. In this data sets, I do see some of the states, and I mean, we have some categorical variables or not? How many categorical variables? Two. And overall, we have four attributes. Overall, we have how many attributes? Four attributes. Do we have missing values or not? We have missing values, two missing values and two categorical data. Now let's do understand how to pre-process this data. Very simple. And I can just one second. And today I'll talk about what is meant by tuning. Tuning is very important in any of the model building, guys. So this is called Spider. I want you to check everybody whether it's working or not. Okay, if you bring your laptop, you can check it as well, and you can start working on this, guys. Just one moment. Very simple. NumPy used for what, guys? NumPy used for multi-dimensions array. Matplotlib used for pandas used for data frame, right? So let's call this one. And I am storing this data sets here. So let's copy and control V. Let's go ahead and we run this one. So do we call the same data frames here or not? So if you click this, you don't get any background colors. When you click it, you get background colors, guys. This is called spider. This is called spider. And we do see whatever the data we have in Excel sheets, same data we can find out in the spider or not. In this one, we have state. Guys, are you understand? What's your name, buddy? Are you understand? Okay. So state and purchase, we have two categorical variables and we have two numerical variable. And we have missing values or not? Two missing values we have. Now let's understand dot ilog. I think you remember in Python, what functions we implement? Dot drop. From this data set, if I want to eliminate which is independent, which is dependent variable, guys. Which is independent, which is dependent. This one is dependent variable, rest of them are independent variable. From the data sets, I want to split this data. So how do you split it? So if I remove 1, 2, 3, then this would be my dependent variable. If I remove this attributes, then this 3 would be my independent variable. Can we say this? So how to do this? Just clear this one, and X is independent variable from data sets. Instead of drop, I will use ilog. I hope understand what is the lock and ilog does. Did you practice this or not? What is meant by ilog, guys? It will give you specific index locations informations. Slice means what? Entire data frame means entire data set, and -1 backslash or not, guys? From entire data frame, please remove -1 means if I remove purchased index, can I consider this as independent variable? Let's go ahead and check this out. So do we see this one? And we have independent variable. Clear? And now next one, from entire data frame, if I remove 0, 1, 2. So 2 means if I execute 3, 3 minus 1 is 2 or not? So let's go ahead and we can check this out. And so this is what we have data frame. From this data frame, we split into independent variable and we split into dependent variable. Clear up to this? Up to this clear or not? So the beautiful part of spider is if you runs in Jupyter, if you're working in Jupyter, I need to keep scroll down or type the objects, we get this. But in this case, you don't need to type because that's why we create a variable explorer screen here. Which one called? Variable explorer. What is variable? Object. So we create how many variables we created? Data set is one variable. We created independent variable. We created or not? Dependent variable we created, guys. Yes, up to this. Now the next one is today we very important. Let's start sklearn from sklearn.impute. Imputation techniques or not? There are packages that take care of it. As I said, even though because a lot of sessions wherever you go, they keep on saying even the non-coding background they can learn the data science skills. You know why? From simple imputer. What is the name of the package, guys? Simple imputer. So identify the package and use of the package on a specific time is very important. Clear, guys? I mean to say that, let's say, from sklearn.impute, import simple imputer. See, what exactly simple imputer does? The moment when you click your cursors over there, okay, and then what happened? You will get the help options, guys. Just one moment. Or maybe you can help and okay. Just 1 second. Control I. If you're not found, you can use Control I. Simple imputer. Now let's copy this one. Online team, offline team. Please listen carefully, guys. Let me tell you, you've been here to change your career, not for sleeping. First thing, I'm not here to advise you. Your relationship, my relationship is for another 2 months. Maybe you learn some of them, doesn't learn. It's all up to you. Okay. So here, let's copy but trust me, lot of people get benefit after 1 year. Lot of my students, they complete 1 year back. Now they ping me in LinkedIn. So thank you so much because we've been learned a lot and we implement all the real times in the classes projects, guys. So I'm meant to talk about that. Let's go ahead and do this. So in simple imputer, we have called parameters. What we call, guys? Parameters. How many parameters we have? How many parameters we have? Just missing values np dot none. I mean to say that in the data frame, in the data frame, wherever you have missing values np dot none, please apply what strategy, guys? Mean strategy. This is called parameter tuning. What is meant by parameter tuning? The parameter tuning means the systems, whatever givens you by default, those called parameters tuning. So when we change mean to median and median to mode, that's called hyperparameter tuning. Are you guys getting me? I mean to say that fill values none verbose equals to 0 copy true. Now let's scroll down and just read this one. Let's close it. Imputations transformer. This is called transformer. What do you guys, in interview, when you attend the interview, they'll ask you how many transformer you used. Then, so imputations transformer for completing missing values to fill the missing values. Scroll down. Missing values number string np dot none. I mean to say that in strategy, in numerical data, what we learned, guys, mean, median, and mode. For categorical, mode and KNN. So in this case, by default is which strategy? What is meant by default? When we drive a new vehicle on road, what is the by default side? What is the by default side? Left. You understand? So that's by default. Means system automatically take the mean strategy for this one. And then when we change to mean, median, and most frequent, that mean you can implement three strategy here, guys. One, two, clear up to this. And let's go ahead and do this. One moment. So here, let's variable explorer. Okay. Now simple imputer. The moment when I call this package, that means which strategy by default it's considered? Mean. Yes, definitely, Paul. Even though it's not 50, even though 90% is there, system considered mean itself. Okay, Paul. Now I create a variable for imputer. I create a variable for imputer and simple imputer, guys. So this is the package. And to hold the package, I need to create some object or not. You can create any objects imputer. Now let's done this. The next part is independent variable. Where exactly you find missing values, guys? Where exactly you find missing values? 1 and 2 index or not? We have two indexes, 1 and 2. So two indexes means this is 0, 1, 2. But if I say 1 slice 3 means, can I say first frame and 3 equal to 3 minus 1? Can we consider 2 or not? Guys, are you getting me? I mean to say that we practice a lot slicing in data structures, in metrics, and all those things. Now, once we do 0, 1, 2, that means these two values are missing. These two values are missing. I need to impute it. So how to impute it? If I mentions 1 slice 3 from independent variable, now is it imputations done or not? Now let's go ahead and do this here. Imputer.fit. There's a two methods you must need to understand: fit and transform. Fit and transform. So there is no theoretical for this, guys, because every time all the models, transformer, every time you need to apply the package fit method or transform method as well. Guys, getting me? So what is minimum fit in? Let's say if you give your vehicle to the servicing, so the mechanic, he unplug all those things and make the vehicle is proper, and then fit all these everything and give it to your vehicles and perform way or not. So what happened? Then your performance, your mileage, your vehicle's performance more faster than compared to the last time. So that's why we fit and transform, okay, this missing variable to fill variables. So I mean to say that Let's go ahead. Imputer. What is imputer? Simple imputer or not? This simple imputer holds mean strategy and then fit. Where exactly to fit this technique? Where exactly the missing values? X means independent variable 1 slice 3. When we go back and check this, we need to fit. We fit this model. Now let's go back to transform. Same things. Let's go ahead and we check this out. Are we replace it or not, guys? Now it's a clean data. Now from missing variables to imputations. Are we fill the missing variable or not? So using help of simple imputer, we filled missing numerical value. We filled missing numerical value. Guys, are you understand up to this or not? Everybody's clear up to this. And the next one, this is parameter tuning or hyperparameter tuning? Parameter tuning or hyperparameter tuning? Parameter tuning. What is parameter tuning? The parameter tuning means the system by default assign parameters, guys. Understand? What is hyperparameter tuning? Based on user's request, if you change to user parameters, that's what we called hyperparameter tuning. In interview, when someone called in hyperparameter, we have grid search CV, grid search cross validations, and random search cross validations. All those things I will get back to you one by one. But let's focus on this. Anybody, so right now I fill this value with the mean strategy, which is given by my machines. I need to give a small work. Can you please do this by median strategy and mode strategy and update me what is the value you will get? Anybody bring laptops, guys? Offline team? Didn't bring? Can you try this and update to me? Or can you do this? How to impute? Online team? Will you try? So let me say, how do I impute mode strategy and median strategy? So very simple. I can go to the help options. I can use these parameters here. So simple imputer means what strategy, guys? By default, mean strategy. In these parameters, I said I'm a user. I'm changed these parameters. So I can say wherever the missing values, okay, is equals to np dot none. So look at this, same things. I'm typing same values, guys. Okay, np dot num comma, and I want to use the strategy strategy is equals to which one? Mean to median. So I'll go back and I change to median, and that's it. That means here's the missing. Something is missing. Let's copy and okay, perfect. Now it's good. Now look at this. We have three strategy, as I said, median. At this moment, in mean strategy, what is the value we got? 38.77 and 63.77. Clear or not? I will restart the kernel. Why we do restart? Because if any systems hangs, software hangs, or variables are created, are we restarting or not? Just one moment. Just go ahead and we restart the kernel. I'm doing parameter tuning. So just one moment. Using mean strategy, I got the value of 38.77 and salary got 63,000, 63,777 dot some values. Which strategy? This is called parameter tuning. And let's go ahead to the hyperparameter tuning. So in this case, let's do this one more time. Let's plot numpy. And this is interpreter, not compiler. What is interpreter? We execute line by line code, not code at once. You can do everything at code at once. So just go ahead and we can call this data frame we have here. And we found some of the missing values. And we, how to split the data into independent variable and dependent variable. Am I clear? And once we're done, let's call for a data pre-processing. I'm calling simple imputer. Just execute this one. And now I'm using my median strategy. Okay. Just one moment. Did you see imputer, simple imputer, median strategy? And I fit these things to, wherever I have two numerical data or not, let's fit and transform. Do you see this value or not? Does the value same or different? Different. This is called hyperparameter tuning. This is called means most of the model accuracy. Let me write down most of the model accuracy increased using hyperparameter tuning. Clear or not? So being a user, being a developer, you understand how to change this accuracy, how to get the accuracy. This is just an, I mean, let's call, will you try the mode? If you go for mode frequency, just go to the mode here and let's restart this kernel and I'll go to the mode strategy and let's talk about this. What we discuss, if the numerical variable is missed, then what strategy we need to implement? Mean, median. Mode, we done mean and median. Let's go to the mode now. So I need to run everything at once because you knows this. So let's call the packages. This is the first step. And second step is import the data frame. Third step is split the data into independent variable and dependent variable. And then we call the package simple imputer. And then mode, mean done, median done. Now let's heading toward mode. Now in the mode, this is also done. But now when we go back to the mode, and let's fit the data, we got some error. So, okay, what is the error? Can only use these strategies, mean, median, most frequent. But what is the error now? What is the error? How to fix this error now? I'll instead of mode, let's copy this and I can paste it here. Let's try now. Okay, great. There is no error now, guys. Now let's open it. Did you see this or not? So mean, median, mode, we done. We discussed today what is pre-processing, what is, how to impute missing numerical variable with mean, median, and mode strategy. Okay, so next step. What is the next step, guys? The next step is I want you to practice this, guys, and maybe I'll complete this tomorrow and I'll give you another business use case as well. Or if else, if you give me 10 minutes, I will complete this one as well. What are the imputation techniques we learned? Dummy variable, one hot encoder, label encoder. So in this X independent variable, we cleaned numerical variable. Can I say this? We cleaned numerical variable. Now we have categorical variable. In categorical variable, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. How many cities we have? 3 cities. If I use label encoder, anybody tell me what exactly output it's going to be? 012, 012, 012, isn't it? Let's go ahead and very simple label encoder from where I'm calling sklearn.preprocessing. So there's a two packages we've been understand from sklearn.preprocess. Now my questions, if you do not understand EDA, can you understand this team? Are you on this? So this is very important. sklearn.preprocessing import label encoder. So what is label encoder? So here label encoder, let's go ahead. And I create a objects because Python is object oriented programming language. Every programs you need to create as much as objects you want. So that's why in this data pre-processing steps, we create multiple objects, guys. So for what are objects we created? Data set is one objects. Independent X is another objects. Y is another objects. Imputer is objects. Now, X independent variable with specific index is one objects. Now, label encoder. Let me create another objects to hold label encoder algorithms, guys. Understand? Now, So here, which index I have categorical variable? 0. So that's why I'm saying very simple. Dot fit and transform x to the power 0. Fit and transform. No, you can use Yamini most of the time. Label encoder, one hot encoder. You can use any kind of code you can use. These are the transformer. It's not mandatory. Are you guys understand or not? Yes, Yamini. So you can use most of the cases whenever the data is text category. Machines does not understand which is Mumbai, which is Bangalore. Now, to make machines understandable, so that's why we learned imputation technique. So just yeah, so fit dot transform, and then which one we need to transfer to the first 0 or not? Once we go ahead and we can check this out. Clear. Did you see? This is the data set, raw data. I mean missing values. So Mumbai has replaced to 2, Bangalore to 0, Hyderabad to 1. Clear? Now this is what actual data set. This is actual data set, data frame. And from this data frame, we impute to numbers and filled missing values and cleaned or not. Now, do you want me to impute dependent variable? Yes or no? Because of course we have to. No and yes, I need to impute to 0 and 1. Can we apply label encoder again? For label encoder to Y as well. Fit and transform. Fit and transform methods, remember. sklearn dot pre-processing, remember. sklearn dot imputations. sklearn dot impute. This is one important part we learned today. And this is what we important part, sklearn dot pre-processing. And then this is all those things done. Are you clear up to this? Now, this is what data sets I have and independent variables and dependent variables. If you notice, all these values are now numbers. There are no text. There are no missing values. It's clear. What is the first step? We split the data to independent variable and dependent variable. Up to this clear? Next step. How many phases I said? 4 phases. So X has to split into X train and X test. Y has to split into Y train, Y test. So how to split it? Again, call the scikit-learn. So from scikit-learn, we have another concepts called sklearn dot processing import train test split. What exactly, guys? Train test split. Let me tell you, every time when we split the data, the split ratio would be 20% or 25% or 30% or 35%. Shouldn't more than that. How many split, guys? Whether it is 20%, 25%, 30%, 35%. Means when you write exam, so what is the first division, guys? 60%. So the ratio is 60-40, 70-30, distinction 80-20, rank 90-10. Clear? So whenever you split the data, to, if you have 100 records, out of 100 records, split 80 records for training and 20 records for testing. Or this is one phase. You can also split the data with 75% for training and 25 for testing, or 70 for train and 30 for test, or 85 for training and 15 for test. But never ever do 95 train and 5 test. What exactly happened? This is biased. Model is biased. Team, you understand? So in a game, if 95 members play one side, 5 members one side, who will win the match? The game is biased or not, one-sided? What is bias? I'll come back on all those things. Now let's talk about this. So from sklearn dot model selections, actually pre-processing we used before, but now we use to model underscore selections, guys. Train test split, import train test split. Let's check this one. And look at this, guys, 0.2. What is the total records we have in independent variables? 10 records. 10 records. I create another objects, right? How many objects we create? X test, X train, see, X train, X test, Y train, Y test. We created 4 variables or not? And train test split. X means what? Independent variable. I mean to say that X2, X train, X test, Y2, Y train, Y test. Test size 0.2 means how much percentages? If I change to 0.3, then how much percentages? 30%. Means out of 10 records, how many records going for training? Out of 10 records, 8 records going for training and 20 records goes for 2 records for test. Random state, I will explain later. I will explain tomorrow what is the use of the random state if I do not pass. Okay. If I do not pass, see, Y split shouldn't be greater than 35%. Let's say you got 60% first division, 40% is the buffer. Why not 55% first division? Guys, are you getting my point? That is a ratio. That is the by default terms we need to understand. Okay, Vardhaman, right? So who decided 60% is first division? Who decided 90% is rank? Why not they considered 50 and 50? Split cannot be 50-50 happened. We try to build the model so the training data should be more. Are you getting me, Vardhan? So I mean, you can do it, but it's overfitting problem comes up. If we split the data with more ratio, the overfitting comes up. What is overfitting? What is underfitting? I'll get back to later. So that's what I said. You need to, you can do this 30, 35 as well. Yes. I mean to say that if you say 0.35 also, you can try. I will give you some of the tasks today. Now, the moment when we split the data, now have a look at this. This is data set, guys. This is raw data or not? Now, from this data set, I divide the data into X, independent variable, and I clean it. This is Y. X and Y. Are you clear? When I combine this, this is data sets. X train, X test. X is split into X train, X test, Y train, and Y test. So 20% means how many records? 2 records. Are we get 2 records or not? Now, when we go back to this one, X train and X test, this is Y train and Y test. Now let's close one by one. And this is X test, 2 records. And that's what, are you guys understand or not? Y test, X test, Y train, and let's close this. Let's close this. Y test, and where is Y train? Somewhere it's hidden. Just one second. X train. We got this. Clear or not, guys, up to this? So Y test is 2 records. Now, can you do this? What you do today, I want you to, I'll give you some tasks. I'll share this data set to you. Few tasks. Please split the data, okay, with 25 percentages, 30 percentages, 35 percentages with different object. What is meant by that? That mean to say that I create X train, X test for how much percentages, guys? 20 percentages. Now what you do? X train underscore 1, X test underscore 1, Y train underscore 1, and split the data with 0.25. Next, X train underscore 2, Y train underscore 2, and the split the data with 30%. Understand? And then we split the data with 3 and then build the model with 35. Will you do this? This is one of the problem scenario. The problem statement is I want you to split the data with 25, 30, 35 with by creations of different objects. This is the first problem statement. Now, second problem statement is I want to remove random state equal to 0. Okay. And let me know, did you find any insights of it? Clear? Random state. Where is random state? I want you to remove this and try to split the data. Try to split the data and see, and you compare, do you find any insights of it? Clear? This is the second problem statements. And third problem statement, please use hyperparameter tuning, guys. Okay, please use hyperparameter tuning. Will you do this, guys? Will you do this, team? Online team and offline team. Ranjit, you can try. Once you do this, there's no more confusion. Okay, Yamini, you send it to me. I will check this. Oh, you can post. Okay, I will check this, Yamini. Okay, and I will get back to the team as well. There's a 3 problem statements I given. So let's do this. How many of them correct and how many of them wrong? So this is the first step of data pre-processing. And today itself, there's a lot of practical again. There's a lot of work, and let's do this. Let me close this. I'm going to share this one. Pre-processing not required. I will tell you later. You can skip this part now when the time comes. So guys, sometimes this fit and in your logic is that no, Sashi, you can find out. You can use fit and transform. So sometimes why we use this in future, whenever in organizations, if you build any model building, so there might be, you can use some of the accuracy variations between both fit and fit underscore transform. Yes. So sometimes if using fit, if you find 80, so it's not that you can make, there's no big difference you can find out. Clear? Okay, let's close it. And one moment. So guys, there's a lot of learning today. There's a lot of learning today. And let's close this out. Don't save. And I can say this one. Naresh. One moment, guys. Close. Try to bring laptops, guys. Try to, if you bring laptops, you have a lab, you go and sit and practice. Understand him. By home, if you think practice, you never practice in home. So 21, what is the today's date? Oh, it's at 10 a.m. So 25 means we haven't updated from last few days. 22, what we done, guys? Anyway, let's update today, 25th. So I mean 2 days. Okay, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is holiday. Yeah. So we have 20, 21, what we done? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Just one. Let's complete if you wait with me. Okay, but let's. Today's 30, 31, 32. We introduced to machine learning. What we learned, guys, in machine learning, then we discuss the traditional learning versus machine learning. Okay. And in machine, what is meant by logic and model, we discuss, right, guys? And then we start with, yeah, so data has split into X and Y, X and Y, independent and dependent variable. Then we split the data into 4 phases, which is called X train and X test and Y train and Y test. And then we always build the model with X train plus Y train. Remember this, guys, not test phase, never ever test phase, right? And we pass X test to the model. Understand, guys? And then model is created a predictions table. No worries, everything's I'll show you practical and then compare actual table versus predicted table, right? And then we discuss like data set and data pre-processing we understood. In data pre-processing, what happened? We have data set, and in the data sets, what is the steps we follow? First, we import the required packages. This is the first step. Second step, import the data set. Once we import the data set, we split the data into X and Y. And then we impute, we done missing numerical value using mean strategy, using parameter tuning and all those things. Once we done, let's continue this one, guys. And oops, just 1 second. And also we done hyper parameter tuning with median and mode or most frequent, because median is not understand, right? And then what happened? We used, as machines does not understand categorical, we impute categorical data to numeric with label encoder, label encoder. And then we split into X train, X test, and Y train and Y test. What is the split ratio been done? 20 percentages, guys. Split ratio is 20 percentages, right? So just one moment. Where is my home? And so, okay, I can amend the wrap text. Perfect. All right, guys. And then we discuss like every models we will build these tunings, guys. Parameter tuning and hyperparameter tuning. Are you clear? And split ratios we discussed. Split ratios. What is the maximum split ratios? Most of them 20, 25, 30, 35. That's it. And I'll give you some of the assignment. Please work on some of the problem statement. Please work on some of the. Once you practice this, I'll give you a small work tomorrow. Okay, let's do this for data pre-processing. And then different we practiced before. See, definitely, see, code, different people written in different way, buddy. All right. So what you see, forget about this. Now, what I'm saying, you can work on it. Okay, Akshay? Resume projects. Okay, in resume projects, the code is big. That's true. Then resume projects, you know what is, it will take minimum 1 month to 2 months to complete the resume projects, guys. Okay, Akshay, that is too big. And it will take 2 months to complete. The projects has to be prepared by you. And then only can explain to someone those projects. Whoever got placed so far, everybody mentioned same projects, guys, because those domains never ends. So risk factors never ends. So please, you can do this. If you feel it's big, you cannot explain, leave it. I'll give it to another one. But my humble request is do not leave it, because that's EDA projects, exploratory data. We never build any machine learning models over there. Okay. So this is what we done so far. And please work on the three. Actually, I hope you're clear. And then next go to the another one, which is called 31. So in 31, we discuss like advanced stats, and we covered what is ANOVA framework. I think in what we done, guys, on 25th, Okay, you can leave for the day. I will maintain this one. I'll close it and I'll let it go. Okay. Thank you and have a good day. And please work on it. I'm going to share all these documents right away and you can start works, guys. Okay. Thank you. In the meantime, I will mention a few things. Just one moment. Okay. So I think 25th, 25th. Okay. 21st. Okay. So let me mention this one. Guys, if you want, you can leave for the day. Okay. But I think we discuss advanced statistics and then regressions versus classifications. And we discuss performance measures as well. And we covered type 1 and type 2 error, right, guys? And then what we covered hypothesis. I think already done this before. No, is it covered? I mentioned all those things. No worries. Okay, already mentioned. Okay, let's close. Let's close. I'm sharing everything right away so that we haven't missed this one. Okay, I'll share this, guys. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.